Now the first on my list is background apps. So you have to always be sure that you have no much running background apps on your phone, because this can eventually potentially cause your phone to overheat and even lag. So you can see here I have just one background app running, or background process running, so I just have to close it. So ensure that it's all closed. Okay, so second tip is that, because if you don't do this, you get to see that these apps are actually consuming a lot of resources and generating heat. So it's very much important you regularly check your app list and close the unnecessary ones to help your phone stay cool. So the next on my list is checking your animation scale. Now how do you do that? Because the animation scale tells you how responsive your phone gets to, and if it is slowly responding, it means that it's overusing the processor, okay, and that could eventually cause your phone to overheat. So how do you turn that or solve this issue? First off, you have to go to about phone, then you go to software information. Let's start from there. Then you tap on this build number like 5 times. So then it will ask you, if you locked it up, you have to put a password to unlock it. Okay, so once you've done this, you will see that developer mode has been turned on. So you just have to come back, go back and scroll all the way down to your setting. You can see this option, developer option. So what we want to do is we want to find the animation scale. So I could just search here, animation scale. Alright, so you can see we have the transition animation scale. We're interested in this. Okay, so first off, you can reduce this animation scale. This one, reduce animation. Then you come to transition animation scale, then you click on it. It takes you directly to where we want to go. So you can see the first option, Windows animation scale. First thing you want to do is to turn this off. Transition animation scale, turn this off. Animator duration scale, right, turn this off. This will eventually cause your phone to respond even much faster, and thereby reducing overheating issues. So you can see here the phone is quite responding even much faster. Okay, and notwithstanding, another tip is that you can always be sure that you don't have your display in the adaptive mode, because in the adaptive mode, that is higher frame rate. Okay, it tends to consume more battery and causes overheating. So you might just want to put this to standard and click apply. It means that your phone will be running on 60 fps and not 120, which consumes a lot of battery and then causes overheating. So another solution is for you to check your storage. Usually I recommend the use of CXZ, that's CX File Explorer. As you can see here, this is very good app. You can find this on Play Store. You could use this to manage your phone storage efficiently. You can see here, all I have is just 60 gig free out of 128 gig free. Okay, so I have 46%. I've just used only 46% of my storage. So definitely I'm not going to experience all these issues. Okay, but once your storage is clocking 80, 70, even 90, it's going to slow down and it will cause your phone to overheat, and at the same time it could cause your phone not to switch on one day, and that is it. You would have to do some reset or go pay someone to restore back your phone to life. So always check your storage space and be sure that it's always free. At least you should be having like 50% of the storage free. Okay, so another issue that causes overheating is frequent using of the phone. Okay, if you are using your phone heavily, try to give it a break, because continuous heavy usage can cause it to heat up. So allow your device to rest for a while to cool down and prevent potential damage from overheating. So another issue is software issue. Okay, now you could come over here and just check. Let me put back my data on. So what we want to potentially do is to check for update. Let me switch on my data. All right, you have to always check that your software is running on the latest version. Okay, so this you can actually check under the software update section, your mobile phone. This is Samsung anyways, so you can see I'm running on the software update, the latest one, so I don't need to update. So usually if you don't get to update, you might be having these issues. Okay, so my software program is up to date. Okay, so another issue is probably you've changed your charging port, because an incompatible charging port can also lead to overheating. So make sure you're using the correct charger for your device. So if you notice any issues with the charging port, consider getting it checked or replaced. Okay, so for most of us that usually use phone case, if you're making use of a phone case and you're operating your phone there, it's just a high possibility that your phone is going to overheat. So try to remove the phone case. Okay, usually it's not advisable for you to use a phone case in the hot weather and all of that, right? So once you're operating your phone or you're charging, try to remove the phone case so that your phone doesn't blow up one day. Okay, and another issue is that you could always try to turn off unnecessary features like Wi-Fi, like Bluetooth. All these things potentially have an effect. Okay, always try to turn them off. And one thing again you have to do is limit background usage, and this you can get from the developer option we just activated. So we are going to look for background. Let's find background. So you can see here background process limits. This is very good. Okay, so if you put on this no background process, it means that any app you use and leave it, it's not going to keep it for you. All right, so but you can actually go for this option. It's actually new, don't keep activities, such that once you're done with a particular activity or on an app and you leave it, it doesn't run in the background. Okay, but usually I turn this off and just put like, let's say at most 2 processes. So it means that only 2 apps at a time can run, no matter what the app is. So another option is for you to disable location services. This potentially gets to overheat, cause overheating issue. So you could just search from your phone location service. Okay, then you could see location service here, then you can just turn it off. Okay, once you just turn this off, real-time data responses, you don't get them. Okay, but then it helps to cool down your phone and all of that. Unless you want to make use of the location service, then you can just have it turned on. All right, and then another thing that we usually don't get to look at is the brightness. Okay, you must have to just be sure that your brightness is not too much and just okay for your eyesight. So usually I tend to use this when I'm outside, adaptive brightness. Okay, or you can actually use this feature. It's a really good one for those people that can't actually cope up with the eye strain. Always try to use the eye comfort shield for your eye. Okay, it helps a lot so that you don't get weakened in the eye muscles. Okay, so now we've talked about the pending device updates. Always make sure that your device is very much updated. Okay, so that is that. And one thing again, I think this could be the second to the last, but last on my list, is that you should check the applications you recently installed. Probably one of them is incompatible, so it will just lead to overheating. Okay, so don't forget to always use an approved original Samsung charger, because third-party chargers may not be compatible and can cause overheating. Using the right charger ensures safe and efficient charging for your device. Forget, yes, device care. You can always check your device optimization. Just try to optimize it. Okay, and what I mean is by clearing and ensuring that the life is performing well. So you can always check this. Once it's great, fine, is great. So, and that is that. So when it's not, you can always try to remove some files directly from here and delete whatever you don't need. Okay, so guys, that is how you get to solve your issues. And look at this particular processing speed. This is another one. So once you go to the performance from this section, sorry, this is the last option. So once you go to, so you can just go to device care. Once you go to device care like that, all right, you can choose this performance. You see processing speed optimized. So what is written here? If your processing speed is at maximum, please, this is just for short-term intensive apps, because it uses battery rapidly and tends to cause heating. So you have to remove this option and set it to this optimized. All right, these two can cause overheating, so we don't always get to use this unless you want to use some heavy apps, okay? But always ensure that it is set at optimized to increase the cooling efficiency. Usually phones do overheat, but it shouldn't get to fry an egg. To check this video description, there's something else I missed, but then I just have to say it, because if your Samsung is refurbished, meaning that it is not the original one, or probably you're using a fake Samsung, it could cause overheating, all right? Because software incompatibilities, different components that has been added to your phone, you thinking that it was original but it was fake. So if you want to know if your phone or your Samsung is original or fake, I've made a video on that. It's on this video description. You can just click on it and just try to watch and also see that as a way of reducing overheating and knowing fully well, get to know why your phone is overheating, because it could be due to the fact that you're using a fake Samsung. Thanks for watching.